Members, good afternoon. It's the appointed time of the House Committee meeting and we have a full quorum. I call to order the meeting. Agenda item 1. Matters arising. Report on the meeting with the Chief Secretary for Administration. Secretary thanked members for their active participation in the resumption of the second reading debate on the Appropriation Bill 2026. On the development of the Northern Metropolis, INT and AI application, public finance, support for SMEs, healthcare, livelihood measures and other important topics, members offered many constructive suggestions. Secretary also said that formulating Hong Kong's first five-year plan is a crucial step for Hong Kong to proactively align with national planning. It concerns the well-being of the public and all sectors of society. The government attaches great importance to this task, which is led by the Chief Executive. The government will release the public consultation document as soon as possible and publish the official text of the Hong Kong five-year plan by the end of the year. Secretary said that to work at full speed, the administration must foster broad participation across society. He thanked all LegCo members for their cooperation and participation through the collaborative research and public opinion gathering mechanism between the government and LegCo. LegCo's subcommittee on Hong Kong's work to actively dovetail with the National 15th Five-Year Plan held its first meeting on April 24th. It has swiftly established the working mechanism, division of responsibilities, and a timeline to help the government take forward the work. This shows the positive interaction and partnership between the executive and the legislature. Also, Secretary is pleased that members are striving for excellence and diligence in discharging their duties. Last month, there was a learning session on the rules of procedure and the code of conduct. Members strive for continuous improvement to boost efficiency. This helps them better serve the public and support the administration's work. Agenda item 2. Legal Service Division reports on subsidiary legislation. There are 4 items. 1. Subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 24th of April 2026. LC paper number LS20/2026. The above report covers 1 subsidiary legislation. Legal advisor, please. Thank you, Chairman. I'll first report on LN42. This is to amend the pharmacy and poisons regulations to add 5 drug substances and 2 medical gases to the schedule. The main effects are that the 7 newly added substances are subject to restrictions with respect to their sale, supply, labeling, and storage. Please refer to Annex B of the LegCo report. The LSD made inquiries to the government in relation to the commencement date. Please refer to paragraph 3 of the report. This has come into effect since the 24th of April this year. The LSD did not identify any legal or drafting issues in relation to this LN. That's all from my report. Thank you. Members, do we need to form a subcommittee? If we do, please raise your hands. No? I'd like to remind members that the deadline for giving notice of amendments to this subsidiary legislation is the council meeting of the 22nd of May. 2. Subsidiary legislation gazetted on the 30th of April 2026. LC paper number LS21/2026. This report covers 3 subsidiary legislations. Legal advisor, please. Thank you, Chairman. First, LN43. It is to amend the schedule of the Inter-Country Adoption Contracting States Order. This is to add 6 states as contracting states to the schedule, and the commencement date will be specified. The effects are that on the commencement date or after, the 6 states and Hong Kong will be able to implement the convention. Please refer to paragraph 2 of the report. On the 30th of April this year, this LN came into operation. We made inquiries to the government in relation to the commencement date. Please refer to paragraph 3 of the report for further details. Depending on whether members have any questions, the LSD did not identify any legal or drafting issues in relation to this LN. That's all for me on this LN. Thank you. Members, do we need to form a subcommittee to follow on this? If we do, please raise your hands. I'll ask legal advisor to walk us through the next subsidiary legislation. Thank you. LN 44 is a commencement notice. It is to appoint the 16th of November this year as the day on which Part 2, except Section 9, Bracket 2 and Part 5 of the Securities and Futures and Companies Legislation Amendment Ordinance 2021. This is to amend the relevant ordinance to implement USM uncertificated securities regime. The relevant provisions have already come into effect since 2021. The provisions covered in this LN is to give effect to the provisions in relation to the implementation of the USM regime, as well as the registration of the relevant organizations. As for the subsidiary legislations that were gazetted in February this year, they will also come into effect in June this year. Please refer to paragraphs 9 to 10 of the report. As for the uncommenced provision, that is Division 4 of Part 4 of the Amendment Ordinance, they will come into effect later. The administration said it is now scrutinizing with the SFC on the subsidiary legislations that have to be amended. They will consult the LegCo as soon as possible. Please refer to paragraph 11 for further details. The LSD did not identify any legal or drafting issues in relation to this LN. That's all from me for LN 44. Members, do we need to form a subcommittee to follow up on this? If we do, please raise your hands. No? I'd like to remind members that in relation to the two above subsidiary legislations, the deadline for giving any notice of amendments is the council meeting of the 3rd of June. I'll ask the legal advisor to walk us through the last subsidiary legislation. This is LN 45. It is to amend the UN-sanctioned Somalia Regulation 2019 to implement the resolution passed in the UN last year. The sanctions include prohibitions on the supply, sale, transfer of ammunition or military equipment to Somalia. Since the 30th of April this year, this has already come into operation. This is not required to be tabled in LegCo and is not subject to amendment by LegCo. We did not identify any legal or drafting issues in relation to this LN. That's all from me. Members, do we need to form a subcommittee to follow up on this? If we do, please raise your hands. No? Now we move on to the next agenda item, agenda item 3. Business for the council meeting of the 13th of May 2026. The agenda items for the council meeting next week include A. Questions, B. Government bill, first reading and second reading debate to be adjourned, and C. Government bill, second reading, Inland Revenue Amendment Tax, Concessions, Concessionary Deductions and Allowances Bill 2026, and D. Government motion, proposed resolution under the Loans Ordinance, and E. Members' motions. Motion on comprehensively enhancing the competitiveness of Hong Kong as an international shipping center to be moved by Mr. Andrew Yao, and motion on promoting the development of Hong Kong's silver economy to align with national strategies to be moved by Mr. Hong Kam In. Agenda item 4, business for the council meeting of the 20th of May 2026. A. Questions. The list of members given question slots has been uploaded to the LegCo website. B. Government bill, first reading and second reading debate to be adjourned. The Secretariat has not received any notice yet. C. Government motion. The Secretariat has not received any notice yet. D. Members' motions. 1. Motion on strengthening Hong Kong's function as an offshore renminbi business hub to contribute to the renminbi internationalization process, to be moved by Professor Michael I. 2. Motion on increasing the average living space per person in the Northern Metropolis to build a blissful Northern Metropolis ideal for living, to be moved by Mr. Yu Ming. The wording of the two motions has been uploaded to the LegCo website. The deadline for members to give any notice of amendment is Wednesday, the 13th of May. Agenda item 5. Reports of bills committees and subcommittees. There is one report. Report of the Bills Committee on Stamp Duty Amendment Bill 2026, LC paper number CB bracket 1452/2026. I now invite the Chairman of the Bills Committee, Mr. Rob Chan, to give us the report. Mr. Chan, please. Thank you, Chairman. The bill seeks to amend the Stamp Duty Ordinance to give effect to the measures proposed in the 2026-27 budget. It is to increase the stamp duty rate for residential property transactions with an amount or value of consideration above $100 million from 4.25% to 6.5%. Members are concerned whether the increase in stamp duty would affect the overall property transaction volume and the willingness of family offices and top talents to come to Hong Kong. Members also expressed concern that, under the current arrangements for handling a series of transactions, the increased stamp duty rates may increase the cost for developers to acquire old buildings for redevelopment, thereby hindering the progress of urban renewal. Members urged the administration to follow up on this potential issue. Members also suggested that the administration raise the maximum value of residential properties chargeable to a stamp duty of $100 from the current $4 million to a higher level to promote home ownership among young people and the grassroots. The Bills Committee also discussed the consequences of failing to pay the additional stamp duty and the actions the administration would take. Details of the discussion are set out in the written report. The Bills Committee has completed its scrutiny of the bill and has no objection to the administration resuming the second reading debate on the bill at the Council meeting on May 20th. Neither the Bills Committee nor the administration will propose any amendments. That's all for my report. Thank you, Mr. Chan. If members have no objections, the second reading debate on this bill will resume at the Council meeting of May 13th. The deadline for members to give any notice of amendments is Monday, the 11th of May. Agenda item 6, position on bills committees and subcommittees. LC paper number CB bracket 2591/2026. As at Thursday, May 7th, there are in action 2 bills committees, 5 subcommittees under the HC, and 4 subcommittees on policy issues set up under different panels. Last agenda item, item 7, any other business. There being no further business, meeting adjourned. Thank you.